We've had 10 games in the Premier League so far this season, so it's about time we sort of assess where Tottenham are in their trajectory for the season. At this stage in the competition, we currently sit 7th and we've got 16 points. But if you go back to last year in the first 10 games, we sat top of the Premier League table. We were undefeated, and we all know what happened in the months to follow, where we ended up finishing 5th. But on the most recent episode of Monday Night Football on Sky Sports, Jamie Carragher, Dimitar Berbatov and David Jones looked at Tottenham's start last year and compared it with this year. So today on the Sonny Talk Spurs YouTube channel, we're going to be asking the question, is Jamie Carragher right about Tottenham Hotspur? And if you are new to the Sonny Talk Spurs YouTube channel, then smash a like, hit the subscribe button as well as the notification bell, and also let me know in the comments down below if you agree with what's being said. And stay tuned for an exclusive giveaway thanks to Alloy Collectors. So after our demolition and smashing of Aston Villa at the weekend, we were a conversation point on the most recent Monday Night Football, in the lead-up actually. So I'm intrigued how many people would have saw the assessment of what was being said. Obviously, there's a lot to be said by now. We've had 10 games, as I say, in the Premier League thus far. So people are going to start talking. And after a weekend where there was a lot of upsets and actually some bad results for big teams, Tottenham stood out, didn't they? And actually got a major result against Aston Villa. 4-1 it ended at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. So, without further ado, I'm going to play the clip and then we're going to react and talk about it.
If we look at the underlying numbers, though, which we do here on Monday Night Football, which clubs, of course, are constantly looking at. So let's take the first 10 of last season. Expected goals, they're actually 9th in the table. This season, they've got the best attack in the Premier League. They're averaging more than 2 expected goals per game. Expected goals against, the quality of chances they are facing game by game, was 6th after 10 games last season. It's the same again this year, but you see that number drop as well to 1.16 from 1.27. Now we come to XG difference, which is a really good performance indicator. It's one that often marries up at the end of the season as to where clubs are, and normally the team with the best XG difference at the end of the season is the one that goes on to win the league. So basically, get that figure, take off that figure, you end up with this one, which was 0.51 after 7 games last season. And here's the interesting bit. That was 7th last season. Now, it's 3rd. They are, according to the underlying numbers, performing as the 3rd best team in the Premier League right now. So should they take some confidence from that, Dimitar?
So this is improving. So they're improving in a way, so which can give them confidence, and to build on that, and let's hope it's going to produce more points on the board, getting high on the table, and who knows, finally maybe win a trophy.
So yeah, that is what was said. Berbatov really good on the show as well. He's on talkSPORT actually recently, which was good as well. So you should go and check that one out with Jim White and Expressions Oozing as well. But without further ado, let's break this down with screenshots and sort of analyse both of the charts. So to start off, it's the first 10 games of the Premier League last season. So we have 10. 8 wins last year, 5 wins this year. 2 draws last year, 1 draw this year, 0 defeats last year, 4 defeats this year, 22 goals apiece for each season, 9 goals conceded last year, 11 goals conceded this year, 26 points, 16 points, 1st and 7th. Obviously, you know, the reading there shows that we've got worse. We're 10 points worse off at this stage of this season compared to last. So on paper, and I've seen a lot of people reacting like this, people would say we've got worse. You know, the evidence is there. You'll say to me, Sonny, we've got worse. But actually, the next chart shows we actually haven't got worse. In some areas, we've actually improved. So if I obviously get this screenshot up, it will show you the underlying numbers. And Monday Night Football obviously love their underlying numbers. And what they show is how our rank has changed, especially in an attacking sense. So last season, we ranked 9th for expected goals. We're now 1st. Last year for XG against, we went for 6th. And now we're still 6th, but the number has dropped. So we're conceding less chances. And the XG difference has gone from 7th to 3rd. So those underlying numbers and what a lot of people actually base a lot of footballing argument and opinion are in our favour. Ange Postecoglou has actually tweaked certain bits of the Tottenham Hotspur team. And, you know, people will say, Ange hasn't got a plan B. Ange can't adapt. We've seen a few times this year that he can. So I actually find that argument rather lazy, to be fair. But I also, going back to this, think that, you know, we are creating more chances. We've now got a prolific striker who can get on the end of the chances in Dominic Solanke. The link-up play has been better between the likes of Kulusevski and Maddison. And we're actually getting a bit more form. People will use, you know, the boring rhetoric of, well, Spurs, you know, they concede set pieces. That's what they do. We've only conceded 2. And, you know, in one game against Arsenal, who are really good at them, and against Villa, but we bounced back to win that game, obviously, as well. So I do find it rather lazy. But that is just what it is. We've actually conceded the same amount of goals as Arsenal. And Arsenal are known now as this dark art side who, you know, really good at defending. 4 centre-backs and 3 defensive midfielders. And Spurs, they've got their higher line, mate. That's an awful accent. But you get what I mean. And we conceded the same amount of goals. So, obviously, I do think there are moments where we do have to tweak our defensive output. But the numbers are showing we are, you know, improving. And also, last year, we had a little bit of luck in that run, didn't we? You know, you got to think of the game against Liverpool, for example. But, you know, in the games we've been good, we've absolutely been amazing, like really class. There's some games which have been frustrating, such as Arsenal, Newcastle, Leicester. We were in it for a large period of the time, but we just didn't put away our chances. And then actually, you've also got, you know, the game against Crystal Palace, which was probably the one frustrating game where we didn't play our football. Ange Postecoglou was not happy, but we bounced back, and look at us now. But yes, as I said at the beginning of the video, there is going to be a giveaway, and it's thanks to the guys at Alloy Collectors. Obviously, I've brought them onto the channel before, and they were kind enough to send me the Tottenham home metal shirt and the Tottenham away shirt. These are amazing models. I have them on my desk, obviously, of this year's kits. They sent me last year's kits as well back then. But if you want to be in the chance for winning one of these, all you have to do is like the video, subscribe to the channel, and also in the comments down below, leave what is your favourite Tottenham shirt of all time. That's what I'll do. What is your favourite Tottenham shirt of all time? And whatever one I think is the best, I will personally select you as the winner of the competition. But yeah, you have to do all of those things. As I say, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment of your favourite Tottenham kit of all time. And thank you very much to Alloy Collectors. If you want to check out their products, that link will be in the description down below as well. So yeah, I do think Ange Postecoglou has improved this side. You know, a lot of people were getting frustrated in early patches of the season, but I do think as the season goes on, and we've seen against Manchester City and Villa most recently, we are a force to be reckoned with. We've just got to improve that consistency. I will say that. And a lot of people in the comment section have said about the consistency factor. But if we can do it away, I mean, our home form is spectacular. The points we've claimed back from losing positions at home has been fantastic. It shows how good the atmosphere is at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. But we need to do it away from home, against Palace, against Leicester, against Newcastle, to name but a few. But I think that will come in time. We've just got to trust the process with that one. And that's the opinion of quite a few pundits, actually. Ali McCoy and Alan Pardew on talkSPORT have praised us a lot, with one of them making a bold prediction and one of them making a bold comparison.
After that Palace game, I was a little bit suspect today. Especially us playing so well against City midweek. I thought, it's Sunday.
It's Spursy. It's time to get Spursy.
You know that, exactly. But that second half was unreal. And 2 goals for Big Dom. I thought it's more than he deserved. His work rate since he joined us has gone unnoticed.
Yeah, no, well, it's not going to notice, Kurt, because Big Ange has come out and said about how excited he is, you know, working with him and how relentless he works, as you mentioned, for the team.
Exactly.
And it's not just about goals; it's about his all-round play, and the gaffer's happy with him.
And I think other fans, they see we lost Kane, Big Dom's come in, and they expect goals. But everything he does off the ball, seeing him live and watch what he does off the ball, his work rate is unreal.
Pods,
I don't think there's anyone out there that can work harder than he does.
Pards, have you had strikers like that before where, their work rate is even more impressive sometimes than, say, their goal-scoring numbers?
Yeah, but it's not just work rate. It's, the technical ability to on the back of that work rate. Because, you can close players down. There's all strikers who can do that. I remember where we had probably the best closer, Luke Varney. He was unbelievable at closing people down, but didn't have the gift actually of making use of the space and create the chances that come his way. And Solanke has all those attributes. He works hard. He's technically gifted. He's got a great goal scoring record over the last couple of years, and he obviously want to improve on that. But he looks like a good fit, doesn't he? And I thought there was a really nice moment at the end of the game where the TV had a great picture of him with him in the background on one of those big screens at Spurs. All the fans applaud him and he had a massive smile. So it was a great image for him because it's not an easy gig, is it? Replacing Harry Kane. Let's be honest.
You can't replace Harry Kane.
You can't replace Harry Kane. He has to do it in a different way, and he's doing a great job.
Kurt, are you happy with Ange at the moment? Because I'm in so many different WhatsApp groups, and it's so divided.
Yeah, I think it's the inconsistency. I think that's what that Palace game was awful. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
That Palace game was absolutely dreadful. But then you got City midweek. We actually, people go on about how young that City squad was against us, but yeah, our average age was 3 years younger than the City squad.
It was, yeah. We was 23. Their average age was 26.
No one talks about that.
Yeah, I mean Spurs. You've gone in the transfer market this year definitely for youth and forward thinking. But my argument, as I've said to Madge before, is is it a good enough squad to actually compete to win it? And that's where I thought you fell down in that window. But you certainly got some great young players coming through, and I think. If you stick with Ange, I mean, when his tactics work, like in the second half, like Barcelona and Amorim at Sporting Lisbon play a very similar game, to Ange. They are high up the pitch, full press, no one gets any time, and you win it back and you just box them in. And you box them in for like periods of 30 minutes. And Spurs did that today. It was very rare that Villa could break through and find their little moments of quick football. Whereas in the Chelsea-Man United game, Chelsea had so much time to pass through the lines. And that was the difference. That's the difference between a side really ingrained in the system. Now, the problem with Spurs is now and again, it comes undone. And the reasons for that is that obviously someone in that team isn't utilising the full press, i.e. they're not doing it properly. And that's where Ange has got a difficulty trying to get that implemented.
Well, it'll be interesting to see what Kurt thinks as well on this, because a lot of the goals that we've given away, even like today, have been individual errors. Because what's the keeper up to again? And set plays. The set plays have been awful, Kurt.
Yeah, set plays are a massive concern. But yeah, I think that's only our second goal conceded on a corner. So at the back of last year.
I think it's this year, as in the year of 2024. Yeah. We are the second worst from set pieces after Nottingham Forest.
Do you know what?
Well, Forest are getting better, by the way. Their goal difference is terrific at the moment. So they've obviously corrected theirs.
So we need to correct ours.
Yeah.
Last season, everyone, after that City Cup game last season, everyone stuck a player on Vicario. And this season they haven't done it, but today was the first time they've done it.
But they need to counteract that. Like, Dragason's a big lad. He should be the bouncer. Make him the security guard for the keeper.
I completely agree with you.
Brilliant, cool. Thank you, Kurt. He is happy with the second half and very happy indeed that Big Dom was on the score sheet.
Tottenham ended their brilliant week by beating Aston Villa 4-1 just 4 days after reaching the Carabao Cup quarter-finals. Ange Postecoglou was pleased with his players' desire to respond after Sunday's disappointing loss at Crystal Palace.
No, the same way I didn't think us losing at Palace was the end of the world. You, like I said after that game, you just got to stay true to what we're trying to do here and stay the course, stay calm. We're going to have our bumps on the road. We're going to have disappointing days. It's the nature of a growing side, and that's what happened last week. The key to that is to dust yourself off. And we knew on Monday after the Palace game that we had two big games this week, really important games for us, and we weren't going to feel sorry for ourselves. It was about getting back in there, licking our wounds, and getting on with it.
So after a very bad day against Crystal Palace, it was a very, very good day for Tottenham. Well, a very good second half for Tottenham against Villa. The question in my mind, though, Koisty, is have they got the consistency or even the potential to have the consistency to make top four?
Yes, I actually think they have. There you are. I think they've got the potential to have the consistency for top four, but they don't have the consistency for, excuse me, anything else. I've gone on record to say they could win a cup this year, absolutely, because they've got the consistency to win a cup. They've got a level of performance in them that they could beat MD. That's what I think. I really do, Jeff. I think on their day, all things firing on all cylinders, Spurs could beat MD. But they do not have any sort of level of consistency required to challenge for the title. But I think they've got enough consistency that they could challenge for top four.
So yeah, I mean, Alan Pardew comparing Spurs to Barcelona. I get what he means, because the way that Barcelona are sort of, swashbuckling their way through La Liga, and, they made Real Madrid look like a bunch of mugs the other week. And then Ali McCoist, he's actually said about us winning the cup. He said about us winning the Europa League. Top four, I don't know with top four. It's hard to know because, there's a bit, I mentioned it on a recent video. Do we sacrifice the league to win a cup? I think Spurs could, Carabao Cup might be a tricky run. Europa, I fancy us to go quite deep. But I think if we build up our consistency and can beat strong teams like Villa in the Premier League, we could be a force to be reckoned with and finish in those high European spaces. Fourth, maybe still not off the cards, but it is going to be a competitive league this year. That is without a doubt. But let me know in the comments down below. Do you think Spurs are going to do it this year? Top four trophy? Let me know what you think. Did you agree with the stats? Do they back up Tottenham's form? Let me know all your thoughts in the comments down below. And as I said, enter the giveaway. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and let me know your favourite Spurs kit of all time down in that comment section. And until next time, I'll see you guys later. Ciao.